You have befriended the seer. Her species does not see as we do. They perceive the galaxy through the Force, and it is how she found you. It is a rare gift squandered on her people. The Sith carry the battle to you, and you spare them. And as we travel, the empty places of this ship are filled. I hope your thoughts in this matter are clear. If you take her on as a servant, know that the Sith meet their end at the hands of their apprentices. It is not something I would wish to happen to you. This one you have saved has other masters. Though blind, she has ties to darkness. Her presence here is a threat to us, to you. Do not underestimate her or her loyalty. Then you are learning. Did he? And what do you make of that? The Mandalorians were right to respect you on the field of battle. The Jedi are gone, vanished. Now, an entire planet of Force sensitives wiped clean of life. And now this slice of the galaxy is blind. It is no coincidence. The two events are tied. I fear you are right, and I fear it may prove more than that. War is a hunger, and there are spirits in the galaxy whose hunger is never satisfied. But there is little to be done about it now. Watch the seer carefully. She may reveal more. Ask, and I will answer. She did nothing to your eyes that was not already there. She has forced this upon you, but such crude methods are the markings of the Sith. Close your eyes. Feel this ship around you, the welding of the droid as it goes about its work. Now, stretch out. Hear the rumble of hyperspace, the hum of the hyperdrive. Ignore distractions and focus on my voice. The breathing of the blinded one as she meditates in the dark. Now, listen deeper, past her breathing, and listen. As my feet walk from the ashes of Kotor, I shall not fear, for in fear lies death, and you are strong indeed. What you heard were surface thoughts only, but it is something that masters have trained for years and never learned. That is not the real question you should ask. Is such listening enough to perceive the world around you? It is not, because to listen to the thoughts of another is much like attempting to see the universe only with your eyes. It is equally limiting. Now leave me be. I must rest. My life for yours. I am able to serve. If we enter battle, I will fight and die alongside you. I have not heard that question in some time. My flesh is healed, if that's the answer you seek. I know, and I fear that others will see the mercy in your actions, and in my survival.
and use it as a weapon to do you greater harm. I felt you, heard you through the Force. It was like a sound at the edge of hearing. And when I heard it, I found I could not ignore it. I serve my master. I am an emissary, a scout. My master was aware of a disturbance in the Force, but was unaware of its nature, of you. The disturbance is not something one feels from a living thing. There is little my master does not know, and that you eluded his sight for so long is significant. But I do not know why. You cannot. His vessel roams the borders of known space, and even I do not know where he travels, until he calls for me. Even if I could lead you to my master, I cannot permit you to find him until you are ready. If I bring you before my master untested, without your potential realized, then you will be lost to me, and I cannot allow that to happen. It would be as if one brought fire to a paradise valley, shattered a cavern of rare crystal, or blinded a painter. I cannot, I will not. I would die first, and gladly, to preserve you, untouched, unharmed. Now that I have found you, I cannot sacrifice what I have found. You will meet my master. It is inevitable. I have seen it. And when you stand before him and realize what you face, you must be prepared. Until then, I must protect you, help you, until you are ready. There's a greatness in you. A greatness that does not stem from the Force. It stems from who you are. And if my master does not understand you, cannot see you, then perhaps there is hope for us all. But if you seek to survive, then you must understand why this is so. There is much I see my master cannot. I fear it is because of my nature, the nature of my race. My people spend their lives seeing the galaxy, the energy streaming off stars, the growth of life, all things touched by the Force. It is not a subject which I have spoken of since its destruction. It was not a thing done with machines or weapons. The Force is far more terrible, and it touches more lives than any machine can hope to slay. For everyone that feels the Force, strongly, deeply, each one feels and perceives it in their own way. You have strengths, whether you know it or not, and my master has his. His power is great, and it comes from hunger. He is a wound in the Force, more presence than flesh. And in his wake, life dies, sacrificing itself to his hunger. And those who feel the Force strongly are beacons to his hunger. My people, my planet, would have been attacked in time. It was inevitable. Yet we could do nothing about it. The Jedi, the last council of the Jedi, came to our world to meet in secret. They hoped that perhaps among our people, they could achieve the clarity to see what was striking them from the darkness of the galaxy. They succeeded, but only in bringing him from the outer regions. And Kotor, with my kind, with the Jedi upon its surface, could no longer be ignored. And my people died, and the Jedi died, and there was no one left, only me. They hoped to see the threat that had been stalking them, and they did. But they were unprepared for the magnitude of the threat. He cannot deny his hunger for long. And any gathering of Jedi is something he cannot long resist. And now that the Jedi are vanishing, I do not know what will happen. Perhaps he will grow strong enough to eradicate all life, merely with his presence. I do not understand what you mean. I will answer what I can, but my answers may prove useless to you. I am not familiar with the place you speak of. My master has not entered Republic space for some time, but there are others who may move more freely, who may have been responsible for such an act of destruction. There are many factions within the Sith, all seeking to take what little remains in the wake of the Jedi Civil War. Where one moves, it is not always known to the others. But their purpose is the same: the death of all Jedi, everywhere. They believe you are the last of the Jedi, and their hatred of the Jedi unites them. All their eyes are upon you, and it is a terrible, quiet darkness that pursues you. I will answer what I can. My people once had the power to perceive events, to see through the Force. That sight may manifest itself in many ways, and at times, I may affect the abilities of others to see as well. My sight has been damaged. What I have taught you, it is not the full extent of the perceptions of my people. My master, when he showed me my world, showed it to me as it is. It hurt. And since that moment, it has been difficult to perceive the Force as I once did. But after traveling with you, I feel that perhaps there was a gift in it, hidden beneath the pain. Only when one suffers do certain truths become evident, both of the galaxy and of the self. And I feel you are an example of this. Forgive me, but before you go, I must ask, why do you do this? Why do you seek to help me, teach me? You must not do this. I cannot allow you to weaken yourself for me. So you say, but it is not something I have observed or seen. I remember little of my homeworld before I entered my master's service. It is not as it was. There is little left of such memories, or the planet itself. It is not a subject which I have spoken of since its destruction. I've heard tales of Malachor. It is said that many of my people felt the end of the Mandalorian Wars from across the galaxy. But do not mistake me. I did not mean to draw comparisons between Kotor and Malachor. My homeworld still exists. It is intact. I am not certain I did. I was there when the planet died. To see everything around you extinguished, it was as if I was blinded. It was as if the Force had been bled from the world. I imagine there are worse deaths, worse pain. But if there are, I do not know them. I was the only living thing remaining on the planet of Kotor, and my life, my agony, was a flicker in the darkness that was the planet. All that I had been connected to had been severed. I still wonder what would have happened if I had died with the others. If perhaps there would have been some way to hide my presence from the galaxy. If only I had not felt that pain, that loss, as strongly as I did. But it could not be done. When the life was bled from the planet, and yet somehow I remained. my master came for me. He walked upon the surface of my dead world, and there, lying in the bodies of my race, he took me for his own, and he made me see. And for the first time I saw the galaxy, and I wished to die. To this galaxy, my world, absent the currents and spectrums of the Force, was nothing but crude matter, rock, flesh, emptiness. He showed the flickering of life on other planets, the mass of beings that swarm through the empty places of the galaxy. To see such creatures, disconnected from themselves, their world, their place in it, unable to see the currents and how they affected everything around them. He showed me to make me believe in his cause. He convinced me the galaxy, all life, must die. He fed upon its ugliness, its screaming, and in its place, he left silence. And where there was chaos, he brought stillness and order. It was not a thing done with machines or weapons. The Force is far more terrible, and it touches more lives than any machine can hope to slay. For everyone that feels the Force, strongly, deeply, each one feels and perceives it in their own way. You have strengths, whether you know it or not, and my master has his. His power is great, and it comes from hunger. He is a wound in the Force, more presence than flesh. And in his wake, life dies, sacrificing itself to his hunger. And those who feel the Force strongly are beacons to his hunger. My people, my planet, would have been attacked in time. It was inevitable. Yet we could do nothing about it.
Bograshon kontichaum, king lorta aithakun, aithapatisa diakun batot kaun, chona choba. Tapichayubong, chijiskapule, chunbole, watagratug, jimula. Chupayubong labograturong, agtichimait muliran yun chuba. Nilung kagratug, jimut malayabist wait wata. Jiji naudung chong yomabala yuman. Yomawa ni boba, lorda wish wanga shachi. Nilung kagratug, jimut malayabist wait wata. Jiji naudung chong yomabala yuman. Chopiti man punjame. Sashange bedwana mulera. Chupa wanga kuna konticha. Chona konasa. pitiman punjame. Sashange bedwana mulila chupawanga kuna konticha chuna konasa.
We'll be back shortly.
Maniwag na hana hina hapna and them money much. What you turn over there, my stuff, the Maniwa, the Manawara, the Division, the Tumura, the Nala, the Nilash, no, and the Howda. Mash, the Mahina, Hala, the one in the rest, the Namash. Marash, Niva, the Venish, the Venish, not much to Sniva, the Tower, not even enough, not only walk with the Ura, but they not on this. Marash, Niva, the Venish, the Venish, not much to Sniva, the Tower, not even enough, not only walk with the Ura, but they not on this.
Not a very good idea, entering a Mandalorian's room uninvited. Why don't you back up to the point where you were standing outside the door and rethink your decision?
Rishunko, Jova, Ninja, Chimba, Paksitre, Duju, Juju, Pitie, Prim, Taba, Nin, Sochu. Rishunko, Jova, Ninja, Chimba, Paksitre, Duju, Juju, Pitie, Prim, Taba, Nin, Sochu. Banikun King Honka, Namkumbwe Prita, Nkonata, Sonka Kran. Dovri Chubabash, Kitskala, Dorcha, Wata, Tokyoke, Nincha. Hontononsa Nona, Prontangua Nimonunta Saka. Dovri Chubabash, Kitskala, Dorcha, Wata, Tokyoke, Nincha. Hontononsa Nona, Prontangua Nimonunta Saka. Dovri Chubabash, Kitskala, Dorcha, Wata, Tokyoke, Nincha.
Tanto todos, Dumukarata, Miranganoroto, Dosimana Rachata. Dosokachi, Kawana Abawasi. Tenanjara, Tomachunga, Garota. Tanto todos, Dumukarata, Miranganoroto, Dosimana Rachata. Nunchkawana sitio Ranabamangakan. Mopitawa Josi Muchoto. Dosukachi, kawana abawasi. Tanto todos, tumukarata. Meiranganoroto, dosimana rachata. Kroto no ranga manatandi goroto. Mopitu na wana si chin si wano bosh. Tanto todos, tumukarata. Meiranganoroto, dosimana rachata. Nunchka wana sicho ranabamangakan. Mopitawa josi muchoto. Posa non chirinta masukin kurawanka. Posong chinsun mi karanga do may chonga. Tu es recto na tu insula raka raka chat. Tanto todos, tumukarata. Meiranga noroto. Dosimana rachata. Kroto no ranga manatandi goroto. Mopitu na wana si chin si wano bosh. Posa non chirinta masukin kurawanka. Posong chinsun mi karanga do may chonga. Tu es recto na tu insula raka raka chat. Nunchka wana sicho ranabamangakan. Mopitawa josi muchoto. Dosukachi, kawana abawasi. Dosukachi, kawana abawasi. Minsukray masukun ratungala. Meron tono junsa raka roto. Minsukun rakawata. Poendo rakamana sobu. Dosukachi, kawana abawasi. Der Bundesstärken, Bundesstärkenfaktor, du Bundes. Wenn Bundes, Hoisidan Gelfa, Fabuelta, Gelfa Badino kan Gelfa. Wenn Bundes, Hoisidan Gelfa, Fabuelta. Sidan Gelfa Badino kan Gelfa, Linda Trufta. Wenn Bundes, Hoisidan Gelfa, Fabuelta. Gelfa Badino kan Gelfa.
I don't know who you are, but you picked the wrong room to break into. No harm done. For a minute, I thought you might have been someone else. My wife, Ada. There's a chance she may be here on Nar Shaddaa. A lot of refugees ended up here after the Jedi Civil War. I came here to see if I could track her down. Thing is, I can't get into the refugee sector. And even if I could, I'm not sure I could find her. I've been here for weeks, hoping to see her face. All I've done is watch my credits burn away to nothing. What? Is there any way to get her out? I can't believe she's still alive. This is the best news I've heard in years. Please, whatever you can do, I'd appreciate it.
Baboska dwana, Si chupa muska te chada nikili kone ope do punta krita kapunara ge wanabota yutoga kana rodara. Kavadumpa munsuru kupla liyawa bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanji yuma. Wana muchada marawaka jo yet ya fulki mawaji yoba litbani kaintine tuni rasiko masteranyo. Ta come tak playa justing miki gongo beaste kun grabi la king no mulara kichi kuta grasa kisha. Mungachi norta imbre wanachike drumba bambwa konti-chan munka kavadumpa kuswaka tayamokata. Mungachi norta imbre wanachike drumba bambwa konti-chan munka kavadumpa kuswaka tayamokata. Chone murlera tonkinge banok jansaka nikaraska. Tancha nik de mawimbo kranta mi bilan. Ta come tak playa justing miki gongo beaste. Kun grabi la king no mulara kichi kuta grasa kisha. Tawancha morichiwa mufalawa ni bobo wishyot kuna sita dorcho ni sobawata. Kavadumpa munsuru kupla liyawa bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanji yuma. Dovrei kun miliwosa slima pogwanga sawana mucha.
Black Fandigo Kelfa Buelta. Rentundas, Horicidan Kelfa, Fabuelta. Kelfa Banino Kan Kelfa. Tuftadan Kelfa, Horicidan Kelfa. Sidan Kelfa Banino Kan Kelfa, Linda Tufta. Horicidan Kelfa. Tudun Tufplaza.
Back again? Is there anything I can do for you? What? Lutra's here? Please! You must help me get to him! How did you do this? I barely know you, and you've brought me word of my husband, and then a free path to him. It's almost too good to be true. You've given me my husband back, stranger. My husband, my life. Thank you.
Keep back. I am ill. Contagious, the others say. Really? The others say I have the plague. I'm feeling a little better. Thank you.
That was a kind act. It is good to see that one can still show compassion, even after the war. And that is why I follow you, General. Lead on.